Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for FET FETCH.AI price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. Don't forget to support the channel with a like and subscribe for more updates, and leave your comments and questions below. I would be very glad to answer it. So starting with the daily chart for FET, we can see clearly here that we already have finished a 3 waves towards the downside, where we can see a W, X and a Y. After this, we have seen again another 3 waves toward the upside with a B and a C. Invalidating after this an impulse towards the downside, of course, where we were expecting a 1, 2, 3 and possibly 4 and a 5. Your impulse has been invalidated because it has touched, of course, the 0.618 so far, even a lower, which is 0.78 actually. However, we're gonna take a look what's gonna happen after this, and maybe we move on as a diagonal. Very possible. So after this, we can expect, of course, as a bullish scenario, a uptrend towards the upside in case we want to start our diagonal from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, this is a little bit hard to call because even your diagonal is a little bit here tend to be invalidated, where you have almost a touch the same prices as 1 to 1, of course, for each wave. If you get a little bit lower prices here, of course, for this wave, then it is definitely invalidated as diagonal. So what you want to see if you want to move on, of course, in a diagonal probability, you want to see continuation without touching the trend again. Therefore, the possibility of this scenario is a little bit lower than the others. Now, the other possibility is that you have finished a running flat here, where you have, of course, an A, B, and a C, where you have 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and you have a wave C, which is very short, has finished in 5 waves, exactly in the middle of your running flat. And by all means, after a running flat, you want to see a reversal towards the upside, and here we go. We start to see some 5 waves towards the upside, as you would like to see after a running flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Therefore, this has, for now, the highest possibility, of course, that we are starting our counting from here for a new structure, where we are looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, of course, continuation towards the upside. Your wave 1, if of course a 5 structure, as we said, then your wave 2 is already possibly finished as a 3 wavy structure, where we can see a zigzag towards the downside and before hitting the 0.5 fib level. After this, we are looking for continuation towards the upside. Now, to get much more clearer view here, let's move inside our 1 hour chart to see much better reading for, of course, the prediction of the next phase. So in the 1 hour chart, we can see, of course, here some really nice price action after your move towards the upside with your wave 1 here. You have finished as ending diagonal, of course, where you can see your wave 5 have finished in a, of course, forming a wave 1. After this, we have seen another diagonal, which is a leading diagonal here, and 5 waves towards the downside with 3 corrective waves, hitting exactly the fib levels for wave B, awesome, and then 5 waves down again as an ending diagonal, finishing, of course, a zigzag. So everything looks perfect so far for your wave 2. Nothing is really special or weird in this structure. What we are looking after here is definitely a possible 1, 2, 1, 2. Then what we are looking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here your wave 5 is also a expanding diagonal a little bit, right? It looks like expanding diagonal has ended, of course, in a ending expanding diagonal, which is very rare but nice to see. However, after this, you have here, of course, an A, a B, and a C. Finished, of course, a correction, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 as well. Finishing here, of course, your wave 1 to 1, and we are looking again for 3 waves corrective, of course, in case we don't see lower prices. Now, of course, let's see some fib levels for your wave 2 here. In case you are corrective, yeah, the preferable fib levels would be, of course, here your 0.618 and 0.78 for, of course, the perfect fibs for another wave 2 here. However, if we want to count this as A, B, and a C, it is possibly, if we get one more wave towards the downside, this might be a W, X, and a Y, because yeah, your impulse here is very strong, unless, of course, we get 5 waves towards the downside. So 2 things to expect is just one move towards the downside directly to those fib, or yeah, more 3 waves to finish, of course, your wave C1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish almost here. Of course, going lower than the 0.886, that means you want to take, of course, this low. That means invalidation of your 1, 2, 1, 2 here, and you have to consider this as A, B, and a C. And of course, after a correction, you want to see some movement towards the downside, where we already have a 5 wave structure. Yeah, that it might be, yeah, wants to continue it, right? So when we see a corrective, of course, if this turns into a corrective, therefore, of course, we want to see continuation in the opposite side, right? So yeah, to be watched here, of course, you don't want to touch your 886, preferably to, of course, finish here and reverse, or even preferably to reverse already for the 0.5. Yeah, because this is your double 1, 2, your second wave 2 should be higher than your previous, where your previous, let's see the previous hit level. Yeah, perfect. It has hit perfectly the 0.618, as you can see. So that would be a perfect scenario where you see a higher wave 2 hitting here. A perfect scenario for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So let's see how it's gonna unfold. Don't forget, of course, here we are looking already for higher prices in both case scenarios. And of course, if you are looking for an impulse here and double 1, 2, you are looking for double 4, 5 in the future. However, as well, one more scenario could be this, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as diagonal, and then of course retracing again for a wave 2, and then continuation towards the upside. So let's see how this is gonna unfold. Your bearish scenario, of course, as we said, touching your 886 and invalidation of your 1212. Therefore, of course, continuation towards the downside. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments and likes. See you in the next one. Bye bye.